Welcome to the new video. I am Rohit, Desai, co-founder of JB Experts. Today we are going to talk about Incense sticks, which are a light on pockets and as well as in the margins. So let's discuss on this. So many people have a thought process, sir, what is the product that I can start small and I can grow big and I don't need a huge capital at the beginning. So in that case, this is the product that you can look in, and these are the just a key specs which you can look into. Approximately length between 8, 9, 10, 12 inches, 3 to 3.5 mm diameters, which is thickness, what we call. And then sticks is around 820 to 900, which is around 8 to 9 inches. And it has a varieties of codes. It's not something that you have a standard one. You can use fragrant, the premix, what we call. It can be made of anything, and it should be good. And how far it sticks to the stick, that's all is being care, because we have seen Incense sticks which the premix is almost out of the sticks by the time it reaches to the destination. So you need to work around with the consistency, the way it is being pressed and sticking to the stick. So that's all what it makes, because Incense sticks are like, it should be in the set, it's not be in the separate two pieces. So that's something that you need to take care when it comes to the quality part of it. And burn time, if you say 20 to 45 minutes, that's something we would expect in the international export markets. Even 30 to 35 minutes works very well. Shelf life, you can consider 18 to 24 months. As of, I have now never seen there is something called as expiry, but in many situations you need to look towards something called as moisture, the fungus, and what is made of the premix is made of something. So if it reacts to the atmosphere and it goes numb and it doesn't catch a fire, then it's a problem. So it goes on the quality thing. So you need to look for the markets. The premix should be decided based on the climate that is present in your destinations, or else it's going to take a hit. Retail packaging, somewhere between 15 to 20 grams boxes, which is 100 to 120 sticks in the tube. So that works, which is 250 grams in a bulk, if that is something that you can consider. And in these days, there are standard norms that we need to follow regarding the quality, the fragrance, and the chemicals are used. Whether it's been like machine made, handmade, or traditional masalas, what we use it for the premix to prepare. So is it made of charcoal base, or is it a masala, what is like hand rolled thing, or is it organic, charcoal free, bamboo free? And there are something called as, in these days, we have something called as the temple flowers, which are being reused for the fragrance sticks. So even that is something, if you can plan it, because there are a lot of brands which has worked around with it and done a brand around it, and it's a premium price. And even backflow cones are the real thing, which looks very attractive, and it works well. And yeah, if that makes sense, please get into that business too. So these are the major part of the businesses, if I have to say. And market size is, it's good, like 8,000 crores per year is a good volume. That's a industry size in India. And if you export, it's around 1,200. Domestic market, domestic forecast, if you say, CAGR is almost like 5.1, 5.9. This is a great number. If I say anything is above 5, it's a stable product, so you can get into this business. And 74.5% of the overall Agarbatti is like, the remaining is dupe, but 74.5 is a proper Agarbatti product that is being sold. And India leads by 81% of the shipments. And when it comes to value, which is like pure money making thing, then China and Vietnam dominates those markets. So in one product, if there are two numbers coming in, it's not like there is something false. We sell the cheapest one. So that's how the thing is. We are not the value creators. We are just the volume creators. So if you want to make money here, you need to be better, good, and really make sense where the people has to pay you the money. And the way you operate in the business is either you trade it, you don't produce it, you don't want the capital to be invested. You can either procure the material from somewhere and then trade it on basis, well, like not holding the stock, no capitals, just registration, samples, courier, and buyer outreach. The other way you look at is trade with the stock. You need to hold the stock and then you need to market it, or be a manufacturer. Because here being a manufacturer is not going to be a bigger cost when it comes to machineries. It's like manual, it is going to cost you around 20K, and semi-automated is around maximum 60K. The fully automated is around a lakh. So it's not probably, I would say, this is a big investment, but if you are able to manage the raw materials, oil, fragrance, the whole science behind it, because there are a lot of brands which are already there in presence from decades. It's like there are few companies are there from centuries, if I have to say. In all those points, you need to see what best you could do and how your fragrances or your sticks last long, and that's a good thing. So packaging, artwork for private labeling. In today's time, if you want to build a brand, probably you may start the production in 1 lakh rupees, but getting to the market, building a brand, giving out the shares to the retailers, distributors, stockists, and getting their interest to be buying it from you, that's going to be a pain key, which is something that you need to figure out. But I would say that's a hard nut to crack, if I have to tell you in a layman word. So I would suggest we work with a lot of private label companies who has a brand, they want to introduce Incense 6, but they don't have a productions there, and moreover they don't get all the raw materials right at their place. And even if they get everything else, then probably the things are not moving the right way. So we partner with those kind of companies and then start selling it. So this makes a lot of benefits for you. But when it comes to margin wise, there are other way what we look into it. But I would say, if you normally look into the costing, put the machine cost and then your livelihood cost, and then see what's the number that comes in. And then if it makes sense for you to get into this business, then yeah, please jump in. So the 4 filters that I would say is, one is the capital fit, your expenditures, your manufacturing, your packaging, outbound, like whatever reaches that you do for the client. So that is one. Second is, there are a lot of times the bamboo has to be imported from some other places. So if it's from China and other markets where the sticks are being like expensive, duties and all of that, then it would be a problem there. And if I have to say you like, okay, what are you exactly planning? Pick a one-line thing. Is it organic, charcoal-free, wellness, private label? Stick to one domain and build the business around with it. That gives you the better benefits. In this incense stick business, we are in the volumetric. We are not here as a weight. The products, your container will be filled with before the weight. So as a size, it's already completed, but as a weight, you have still the limit. So that is where the volumetric comes in. But I would say the price is not per the weight. The logistic is all on the volumes. So your logistic prices are always going to go up as a volumetric basis. Domestic sizes, if you see, it's very small. Global, China and Vietnam is already dominating in it. And you cannot import and buy it and sell it in the Indian markets, as the duty tariff itself is 25%, which has been raised. Raw Agarbatti imports is something which is completely restricted. You cannot do that because we already have the productions in Indian markets. And not for you if you cannot observe this bamboo cost, because it's a swing. You never predict it because the prices can go up and down. And when you fix your prices and then you buy the raw material, by the time the bamboo prices are up, in that case, if you're not able to sustain that price, then probably that would be a wrong pricing in your case. So your pricing, you play to win if it's just being the cheapest one, not on the quality, not on the fragrance, not on the value. It's just the price. Then there are thousands of other competitors in the market. You are not the only one. So evaluate your product, what you're getting into. If this is going to rightly fit for those people who has written specifications, build it to position the brand and then later push it to the market. And the main targeting is private label manufacturers who owns the brand and they have already something, and then you produce it and send it to them, you're good to go with it. See, look to the market, start producing it, and then later you can still go back and say like, okay, this is something that I can do it, and this is something that I want to get into business. Okay. So documents here, mainly I would say there are very normal documents that you need. You don't need a really big one. So which is company registrations, tax registration, IEC, bank account, and your foreign remittance for your inward foreign remittance. And then before first shipment, be sure that you start the first email, or you have these documents before you get started. So product specific, there is no such documents that we as of need, as we don't have bigger tariff constraints on it. or we don't have documentations, or there is no big structures built around with it. So I would say if you have this IS certificate, yeah, it's good. This can even help you in a longer run, but I would say this is not really mandatory as of now. And shipment-based, commercial invoice, packaging list, transport documentations, certificate of origin, buyer-specific certificates, only once an order exists, or else is nothing that you get it pre-prepared. So this is the only one. The register one is like once you need it, and rest is all good. So there are few chemicals which are being prohibited. Currently, you're not in that stage. If you're using any of these chemicals in your fragrance sticks, that would be restricted exporting from India. And moreover, if any country has already been restricted that, then if your products by chance passes Indian borders and reaches to the destinations, even then your products can be withheld, where your products will not be allowed. It will be burnt out and destroyed right at the port. So that will be a loss for you on your reputation, the loss for the buyer on the pricing. So again, legals and other things will come into place. Just be careful on that. So spending the first inch capital certificates, just get whatever is needed at the beginning and then get more started and complete your registration, which is one-time registration, whatever the basic thing is here. Just get that thing done and then you can plan it further. Okay. So if you have the confidence, like whatever the basic understanding you have done here, if you have this understanding, probably I would say there will be a part 2 video which will be published again soon. So you can watch that video and take the further actions next, so that it will be helpful for the whole bundle. Because we are splitting 2 different videos is only because of the time constraints. The people who don't understand or don't want to get into this business at the phase 1, then you don't need to watch the part 2 video. Okay. So save your time and energy, and we'll catch back to you on the next video. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if it's something makes sense for you. Catch you up in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.